We are here with Charles Hammerman, the founder and CEO of the Disability Opportunity Fund. And Charlie, it's great to have you. I want to tell you I've been admiring what you've done for a long time. I'm so glad that we were able to connect with this and learn about the fact that you use the Disability Opportunity Fund has sort of segued into creating the only all accessible room hotel that I'm aware of in the world right now that that will be in White Sulphur Springs, West Virginia. And we're going to hear a little bit from you about how this came about. And I think you've got a kind of a presentation that will sort of unravel, what exactly the hotel is and what it will be and what stage is at right now. And so anyway, I'd like to Charlie, why don't you just introduce yourself as to, a little bit with your history.
Thanks, Jake. And it's fantastic to be a sponsor of this great conference and to be on the board of advisors of TravelAbility, and really look forward to showing everyone what we've been doing and talk a little bit more about the background of all of this. So in 1912, you're looking at the actual picture of the cornerstone being put for a high school in White Sulphur Springs, West Virginia. And this has been the high school that's been standing. All those bricks that you're looking at have been standing since 1912. The high school basically graduated its last class in 1993 due to some economic downturn in the community and in the area, and really has not been used for anything for all these years. We got introduced to the city and to the mayor and asked them what they wanted. They wanted a affordable hotel / motel in the area, and hence grew the schoolhouse hotel concept. We took it one step further, and as you're seeing in this slide, major construction going on. These are in the early days of the construction and renovations. But we basically decided if we were going to renovate this very, very large building, how do we do something in the realm of what we do as the Disability Opportunity Fund and make it something that was conducive for the disability community? And that's where we came up with the idea where we would do less rooms and yet make them all accessible. So therefore, if somebody comes to the hotel, they don't need to ask which room is quote unquote handicapped accessible. And at the same time, we've incorporated or will be incorporating a tremendous amount of technology into the hotel as well for trying to cover all forms of disabilities that we've been studying. In terms of the renovations, as you can see here, there's something sticking out at the roof, and that is brand new in terms of the elevator shaft that we are going to be putting into the hotel. And that elevator is going to be bringing people all the way up to the roof, because we're also adding a rooftop bar to this great building at this point. In terms of views, this is an actual classroom. You can see the brick at the bottom that's going, in this case, is going to be on this side, going to be covered up. But these are the views that people are going to have right outside. It's absolutely magnificent. And West Virginia just offers some of the most beautiful mountains to look at. It is the tallest building in White Sulphur Springs, so therefore it really captures this incredible views on a 360-degree basis. Here are some of the renderings of what the hotel is going to look like. We're approximately 4 months away from finishing up all the renovations. But here is basically the same front that you just saw of the school. And now this will become the lobby. Some of the things that you can notice very quickly is a lot of wide spaces. We are trying to keep a minimum of the types of furniture. And again, as I said, even at the front desk, we are going to be incorporating many technologies that would help those who are visually impaired or those who are hard of hearing to be able to feel comfortable. In terms of the restaurant, which would be right behind the lobby area, again, you could see absolutely beautiful views. These windows that you're looking at are the original sizes of the windows of the school. What you can also see in terms of the bar area that we've done here, we've tried to take into consideration those who are in wheelchairs, who obviously would not be able to utilize the stools on the left-hand side. And we've dropped the bar to a level that would be in a seated position. But the very innovative part of what we've done is actually inside the bar. We've actually dropped the floor, so therefore the bartender will be eye to eye with those in wheelchairs rather than standing on top of them. This is the lobby behind the entrance to the school. That's you can see very wide hallways that's going to take you into the event space. This is the old gym. This was an actual gym in the school, and here's what it's going to look like: an event space that's going to be able to cater to weddings and conferences and such. If you can notice, there's a stair right here and right in front of the stage. And of course, this is something that you would say, well, how do you get people with disabilities or in a wheelchair up on that stage? And what happens is that we invested money in a product called Flex Step, which is coming over from Europe. And those stairs will then, with one push of a button, convert down into a flat panel so that somebody with a wheelchair can roll straight up onto that panel, and the panel would be lifted right up to the stage. So we're trying to incorporate not just strict ADA compliance, but we're trying to get incredibly creative with our technology as well. Typical public bathrooms, you say, what's the big deal here? And again, what we've incorporated is touchless fixtures at the sink, when not only will you have the water and the soap, but actually there will be an air dryer coming out of that fixture as well. So therefore, no one has to go somewhere else to dry their hands and such. Again, more technology. This will be one of the typical rooms. We've spent a lot of time. You can notice there are no sconces on the side walls. That was conversations with those from the hard of hearing community who told us that sconces were very distracting. So again, we've tried to incorporate everyone's thinking into the design. This is to show you just the nature of the this is the actual old brick and room of the old high school. And here how we have incorporated that brick into what's going to be a guest room. Again, you see, try to do as much minimal furniture as possible. So therefore, we're going to be able to accommodate people with turning radiuses, heights of bed, and other things. In terms of what you can't see or can't experience right now, this is a TV. The TV is going to be fully interactive in terms of technology, where you're going to be able to speak to the TV. What you also don't see in this room, because we're making it invisible, is of course any of the fire safety mechanisms we will have. We'll have strobe lights and those. So we've tried to take into consideration everything that we've been taught. A bathroom, you see the handrails, you see there's no lip at the shower, and therefore there's the ability to be able to access the shower and have very good drainage as well, so it doesn't flood the rest of the bathroom. This will be 2 suites that we're building, which are just beautiful. These are add-ons above where the event space is, and this is the bedroom to that suite. Again, the views are tremendous. More bathrooms. Fitness center. You obviously can't tell by this rendering, but every piece of equipment we are going to have in the fitness center will be ADA accessible. So therefore, we've contracted with a fitness company to make sure everything is ADA accessible. What you can't see out of this door here is that we've created another room behind the fitness center that we are calling the meditation room, but in essence, it's a sensory room, for those with developmental disabilities, if they wanted to have a quiet place to be. And finally, we took the basement, created a very nice conference space These windows right here actually lead out to the street level. So this is at the basement level. But again, just to show you, we've been able to incorporate so many aspects of the old school and yet make it, fully accessible, so that therefore our dual audiences will be able to feel very, very comfortable. And that, in a nutshell, is our Schoolhouse Hotel in White Sulphur Springs, West Virginia.
This is so incredible, Charlie, because what you've created is actually the accessible room of the future. You've got all the technology you could find or from around the world that you're importing, and you've dealt with and you've gotten feedback from people with multiple disabilities on what they need. And if I wore a hat, Charlie, I'd be taking it off to you right now. So just the so
But
anyway.
we also know, just remember, Jake, we know we're going to miss something, and that was the point. And the point is that this is a showcase. We're not trying to set up a chain of these. The Disability Opportunity Fund is a not-for-profit community development organization. We are in the business of economic redevelopment of towns, and obviously our mandate is serving people with disabilities. Due to my background and having a daughter with a disability and being involved in disabilities for many, many years. So yeah, we're going to miss something, and that's what we're waiting for. We want the audiences to come, and we want them to experience it, and we want them to tell us, oh wait, you forgot to do something like this, and that will be fine, because we're going to have open arms, and we can't wait to make those changes. Nevertheless, what we're trying to do is make this a showcase for other hotels and say, hey, you could do the same thing. If we were able to do it, you could do it.
That's what you're doing. So I wanted to just quickly, because we've had many conversations in the past about this and how you got started, but it's in some way it's related to the opioid crisis, and just the beginning, the origin story of this. And could you just quickly just kind of describe how this came about and
sure. So we're based in New York, but we operate nationally. We've been around since 2008. Our main focus is to finance projects that help people with disabilities. We did get a phone call from a couple of moms with children with autism in West Virginia that said that they needed more housing, more jobs, more programs. And to do a week-long sort of view of West Virginia, we went to White Sulphur Springs, Charleston, and Huntington. While we were there, we really were exposed to another issue that we were not very sensitive to about 3 years ago, which is the opioid crisis and how it was affecting West Virginia, and how it was really related to a new category of disability. So we took it all on, and we basically said to ourselves as an organization, and then to the community of White Sulphur, look, we can't be everywhere. We're going to pick you. Why did we pick them? Because of the economic devastation they encountered 5 years ago with a flood that they had in White Sulphur Springs. So the downtown needed a little bit of a boost. And obviously there was a dearth of activity that was going on for people with disabilities. So we basically have spent the last 2.5 years resurrecting the downtown. We now own a city block in White Sulphur Springs. We have totally renovated 11 new commercial spaces, and all of them are now occupied with new businesses. And we've renovated 16 apartments. All of those as well have been leased out and renovated and leased out. So to do the bookends, we're doing this huge project for the hotel. It has instilled a tremendous amount of activity. We've done a lot of local hiring in terms of the renovations of the companies, and we're about to start the staffing. And there too, we are going to incorporate people with disabilities, those who are getting out of drug dependency, veterans, and obviously locals there as well.
So this is so great, Charlie. Just so when do you expect it to open?
Our goal is to try to have a community event for New Year's Eve this year, so 4 months from now. And we're then going to do the sort of a soft January, February of opening with the rooms and everything else and kicking the tires. And as of this October, people will be able to start booking rooms as of March 2022. So we've started to book some weddings, and we're looking at conferences and getting all geared up for a next year activity.
Well, we look forward to helping you set up fam tours for people with for the influencers with disabilities. They are excited about, as are we, about what you've built and what you've done. So, and thank you for your involvement with the advisory board and as a partner for TravelAbility on an ongoing basis. We really appreciate it.